Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Fayette County Commissioners Voting Meeting. It is Thursday, April 16th, 2026 at 10 a.m., and we are called to order. If you will stand for a moment of prayer, and we have Andrew from Faith Assembly who's going to come lead it.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for all of those who are present, and just ask, Lord, that you would bless this time, this meeting, and Lord, that you would just bless the people of Fayette County and the businesses and all of the happenings therein. Thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. We'll face the flag and repeat.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Morgan, you want to take a roll?
In attendance, we have Commissioner Scott Dunn,
Here.
Commissioner Vincent Vicides,
Here.
and Commissioner Harry Kaufman.
Here.
Also present our Solicitor Jack Purcell.
Thank you. At this point, we will open it up for public comment on agenda items. Before I say that, we are on Zoom right now, and we have a glitch with the Zoom in the room, and actually it's Teams, right? But anyway, we are on being live streamed on WMBS and on Fayette County, PA, on both those web Facebook pages. If you're interested in joining in, if you can't see us or hear us well enough, you can go there. Hearing no public comment on agenda items, we will go to number 6, which is proclamations. We're going to read the proclamations from here, and then we will invite you up to say a few words and go over, take a picture, and then we'll repeat as necessary. So the first one is for the Fayette County Farm Bureau. It is Rural Roads Safety Week. So whereas the Fayette County Farm Bureau is a volunteer organization that advocates for farmers and agricultural issues and policies that benefit Fayette County farmers and our communities, and whereas the Fayette County Farm Bureau serves our communities by helping to educate the public about agricultural issues, and whereas Pennsylvania has more rural roads than any other state in the country, during springtime, more farmers drive tractors, farm trucks, wagons, and other large equipment on rural roads, increasing the risk of farm machinery and vehicle accidents. Whereas, to reduce the number of accidents to save lives, the Fayette County Farm Bureau is encouraging county motorists when driving on roads where large farm machinery may be encountered to reduce their speed, stay alert for orange and red slow-moving vehicle emblems attached to farm vehicles, and if you must pass with caution. Therefore, the Fayette County Board of Commissioners, by virtue of our authority, do hereby officially proclaim April 12th through April 18th, 2026, Rural Roads Safety Week in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. And today we have, from the Fayette County Farm Bureau, Daryl Becker. Come on up. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, listen, before I start, I'm not going to cause any trouble today, so just so you know that. I have to, on behalf of my members, I want to thank the county commissioners for being given this opportunity to speak about this Rural Road Safety Week, which is across the entire state. We know that agriculture is the number one industry in the state and also number one industry in the county. And on a personal note, I want to thank the three of you commissioners for your continued support and recognition of what the Farm Bureau does. And you come to our picnics, you do all kinds. So I want to thank you for that personally, and my members also thank you. So anyway, Rural Road Safety Week. This is across the entire state, and although this is only for a week, farmers are going back out into the field and they're planting. So this is ongoing. This is not just this week. The things that I would mention to supplant what you said was that most farm vehicles travel 10 to 20 miles an hour. There's not a farmer that I know that doesn't realize that when he's on the road and there's somebody behind him, he's causing a problem. So for the most part, if they can, they will pull off to the side of the road. But as you all know, rural roads are very skinny and very narrow. So a couple things I would advise. Keeping in mind that 10 to 20 mile an hour, if you're driving 55 mile an hour, it takes 5 seconds to cover 100 yards. So while you're over there doing this and that farm tractor's right above you, boom, it's done. Please keep a safe distance. The fatality rate on rural roads is 1.5 compared to the regular state. And you accurately assess that there's more rural roads in Pennsylvania than any. So when you are on a rural road, you are obviously, first of all, in jeopardy because of the narrow nature. Sometimes you can't even pass with 2 cars, let alone a tractor. So please keep a safe distance. If you're traveling in the opposite direction and coming towards the tractor or wherever it is, just pull off to the side of the road as far as you can on your side so that he is unimpeded the way he goes. Remember, we're your neighbors. We're trying to feed the world. All we want you to do is just be safe and take care of us, and in doing that, you'll take care of yourself. I really don't have anything else, so thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kaufman will now present for Fair Housing Month.
Fair Housing Month proclamation. Whereas the Fair Housing Act, enacted on April 11th, 1968, enshrined into federal law the goal of eliminating racial segregation and ending housing discrimination in the United States and of Pennsylvania. And whereas the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination in housing based on race, color, religion, sex, familial status, national origin, and disability, and commits recipients of federal funding to firmly further fair housing in their communities. And whereas Fayette County is committed to the mission and intent of Congress to provide fair and equal housing opportunities for all, and whereas our social fabric, the economy, health, and environment are strengthened in diverse, inclusive communities. And whereas more than 50 years after the passage of the Fair Housing Act, discrimination persists and many communities remain segregated. And whereas acts of housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunities are repugnant to a common sense of decency and fairness. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Commissioners of Fayette County do hereby declare the month of April 2026 as Fair Housing Month. In Fayette County, as an inclusive community committed to fair housing and to promoting appropriate activities by private and public entities to provide and advocate for equal housing opportunities for all residents and prospective residents of Fayette County, signed by the 3 Commissioners.
Thank you. Do you want to say something? Are you representing?
Yes.
Okay, we have Misty Hiltebittle from the Fayette County Board of Realtors. Would you like to say a word?
No, just thank
No.
you.
Oh, she said no.
Supporting fair housing.
Okay, we're going to go take a picture.
Oh, let's take a picture. I love it. Sorry.
All right, now Commissioner Vacides will present Mental Health Awareness Month.
Fayette County Mental Health Awareness Month 2026 proclamation. Whereas mental health and overall physical health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being. Mental illness is as important to treat as any other illness or disease. And whereas people with mental illness recover if given the necessary services and support in their communities. And whereas people with mental illness make important contributions to our families and our communities. And whereas the number of people in our community affected by mental illness continues to grow and has no social economic boundaries. And whereas the stigma and fear of discrimination keep many who would benefit from mental health services from seeking help, and whereas research shows that most effective way to reduce stigma is through personal contact with someone with mental illness, and whereas good mental health is critical to the well-being of our families, communities, schools, businesses, and whereas the County of Fayette has collaborated to reduce stigma around mental illness, provide education, provide rich treatment resources for mental health, and therefore, on this day, April 16th, 2026, the Fayette County Commissioners do hereby proclaim the month of May 20th, 2026 as Mental Health Month in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. And the Commissioners of Fayette County, as the Commissioners of Fayette County, we hereby also call upon all Fayette County citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, schools to recommit our community to increased awareness and understanding of mental issues, reducing stigma and discrimination, and promoting appropriate and accessible services to all people with mental illnesses. Signed by the Fayette County Commissioners.
We have Angela Baker, of the Mental Health Program Specialist and the Mental Health Month Event Coordinator, if you want to come up and if you have something to say.
Thank you. Fayette County Behavioral Health Administration will be recognizing mental health awareness throughout the month of May, along with other Fayette County providers. Check out our website to view all of calendar of events. In addition, on May 21st from 4 o'clock to 7 p.m., we will be having a wellness event, and we will focus on wellness. And this year, the motto is grow through what you go through. We will have this event at the South Union Sports Complex, and everyone is welcome to come. We welcome you to learn what we do. I would like to introduce you to Cindy Thomas. Cindy, she receives services through the Assertive Community Treatment Team, known as the ACT program of Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services in Lamont Furnace. And thank you, Chestnut Ridge, for coming and supporting us today. Cindy, if you want to come up and say a few words.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cindy Thomas. I've been with Chestnut Ridge since 1985. They have seen me at my worst and they've seen me at my best. I'd like to touch base on some of my success stories and say a little bit about the barriers that people with mental illness face, including myself. One success story I have is I helped name Oak House a long time ago. It was a consumer-run drop-in center at the time. It still goes by that name. I thought of oak because it means strength. It takes strength to go through the many barriers that consumers face and have to overcome. Some of the barriers are losing jobs, losing housing, losing relationships, losing family, losing your dignity, and run-ins with the law. I have experienced all of these. I call them my storms of my life. In 2019, I was a consumer with the LTSR. There I learned many coping skills I use when I'm stressed. I learned about mindfulness. I learned about the importance of journalizing, and I was able to apply for Social Security disability. Before leaving the LTSR, I found an apartment. I continued on with the support of the ACT team. They are peer professionals. They meet me on my turf in my home, which makes it easier for me to express myself. And because of they are my peers, they understand me a little better. I feel the ACT team is a great program that has changed my life. After settling down in my apartment, I volunteered with the Mount Pleasant Senior Center. It was there that I became interested in applying and taking the Serve Safe certification test. Kathy from the ACT team provided materials for me to study. The test was given at Community Action Senior Center. I studied and studied. I passed the test with an 80%. I was so proud and so happy with myself. It's not an easy test to pass. After that, I added it to my resume and landed a job with the nutrition group as a sub-cafeteria worker at Mount Pleasant School District. Maddie encouraged me to stick with it, but I came to the conclusion that it was a dead-end job. I was there for almost 2 years. I'm retired now for various reasons. The most important thing that I'm proud of is I found a church to worship in. I'm involved with a lot of activities there. I take attendance every Sunday, and there's this wonderful lady named Lorna who teaches quilting and embroidery classes. With these crafts, I use them as coping skills to stay focused and to be productive. I read devotionals every morning, and I try to walk every day. I also have a lot of good friends from the church. We go to lunch every third Mondays and out to dinner every first Fridays of the month. These friends are important to me. They make me feel good about my life. Today, I live a productive, meaningful lifestyle. People know me as a woman of prayer. They often ask me to pray for them or someone else. I have the support of my family. I lost them for a while, but it's getting better, and it makes me happy about this. And the more they see me doing good, the more they are more proud of me. I have friends at my apartment building too, 3 of whom I'm going on a cruise with in 2026. I'm working on setting boundaries with Maddie for a few of them at my building who are trying to take advantage of me. I have to assert myself, and for me, that's not easy. There is so many wonderful things going on in my life. I don't want to ruin it by going off of my meds. That would wipe everything all out. The ACT team, Maddie, would not let that happen. I want to stay aware of each accomplishment and not go off the track. I would like to end this with my favorite Bible verse, 2 Corinthians 12, 9 through 10. God's grace is sufficient. His power made perfect in my weakness, meaning divine strength is perfected in human vulnerability. That's it.
we have one more proclamation. It is going to be hard to beat that one, but here we go. It is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month for the month of May. And this is kind of topical. We've already had one motorcyclist in Fayette County already pass away from an accident. And it always happens at this time of year where you're not used to seeing these guys on the road, similar to the farm equipment. Whereas safety is paramount for motorcycle riders who traverse our Fayette County roadways, and whereas drivers of all vehicles must be aware of their surroundings and become educated on how to share the road with all motorists, especially motorcyclists. And whereas motorcycles are common and economic means of transportation that reduce fuel consumption and road wear and contribute in significant ways to traffic and parking congestion relief. And whereas the Fayette County chapter of the Alliance of Bikers Aimed Toward Education, commonly known as ABATE, regularly promotes motorcycle safety, education, and awareness through various programming. And whereas Fayette County motorcyclists engage extensively in local activism and volunteerism and make countless other meaningful contributions to our communities through fundraisers, sponsored rides, and other initiatives. And now therefore, the Fayette County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim May 2026 Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. And we encourage citizens to honor the key role motorcyclists play in the communities where they live by riding and ride by continuing driver education and roadway awareness. Signed this day by the Fayette County Board of Commissioners, and I don't believe we have anybody here from ABATE, so we will make sure that they get this. But thank you. We actually do have a event coming up in front of the courthouse on, which will be we'll find out in a minute, which will be for ABATE, and there will be a blessing on the bikes that we will have in front of the courthouse. It's on a Saturday, Saturday, May 9th at 10 a.m. 11 a.m. Okay. So, all right. Thank you all for allowing us to grant these proclamations. As a aside, if you're here as part of that, you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting unless you want to. So, yeah. Okay.
Hey, no problem. See you.
All right, this time we will have the controller for the financial condition of the county, Controller Rhodes.
Good morning, everybody. I submit to you the April 2026 financial report. In our general fund cash balance and our general ledger, we have $2,938,747.46, with a trade anticipation note for 26 revenue of $54,433,827. Year to date, so far, we've received 15.22%. Our 2026 expenditures, we've used 22.96%, which is $12,500,525.54. Monies due to our general fund. Payroll payments due to general fund, $248,050.40. Payroll payments due to the general fund from Children and Youth Services, $10,371,389.92 for a total of $10,619,000. $1,440.32. In our Act 13 Marcellus Shale Fund, Fund 13, we have a cash balance, unconventional wells, of $463,451.53. Our cash balance in the legacy account, we have $120,924.04. Cash balance in our bridge department account, $2,421,171.61. In our capital reserve fund, Fund 51, we have a cash balance of $55,373.81. And I almost forgot, let's go Pens.
Thank you. And if you have any further questions about the report, please contact the Office of the Controller. And we'll get into the meat of the meeting now with number 8, Redevelopment Authority.
Consider the approval of a cooperation agreement between the county and the Redevelopment Authority related to Shamrock Heights Homebuyer Development Initiative in Manellan Township. Document attached.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
I'd just like to say we've been working on this project for a while and putting it together. We're trying to get funding to do infrastructure. The county owns the property that these houses are going to be built on, 35 single-family homes, and there's a need. We have a housing task force that we meet regularly, and this is our way of really jumping into trying to help this situation, creating more single-family homes, moderate type income, nice homes that we have a shortage, and I think it's a start, and we have several other projects that are in the works to try to create more housing in Fayette County, based on a housing study that we did several years ago.
So one of the organizations we'll be teaming with is called Threshold Housing Development, and they have a program. It's a self-help program where you help build not only your home, but your neighbors' homes as well. So it's a very neat program. Threshold has already built 250 houses in Fayette County using this same program. So it's very successful. We're very looking forward to continuing this program.
If I can add, the people that get involved with Threshold and the Shamrock Heights homebuyer situation are also both employed normally. They're employed people working hard, but they will get a little bit of a discount on their home, which will allow them to meet the mortgage payments.
Okay.
It's a good program, and it'll help the county long term.
Number 9, Behavioral Health Administration.
Consider the approval of the following agreements and modifications.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Number 10, Buildings and Grounds.
Consider the approval of advertising for bids for the following vehicles: a 2008 black Chevy Impala, a 2010 white Ford Taurus, and a 2008 blue Ford truck.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval for donating for rescue training the following vehicles: 2005 white Toyota van, and 2008 blue Dodge Caravan, SE.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval of advertising for bids on 2014 silver Ford Escape.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Number 10, Children and Youth Services.
Consider the approval of a fiscal year 2025 to 2026 purchase of service agreement exclusively for April 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2026 between the County of Fayette through Fayette County Children and Youth Services and Adolphi Village Incorporated, 1119 Village Way, Latrobe, PA 15650, for life skills training weekend retreat for independent living youth. The rate for this service is $4,000 per weekend. A weekend is considered to start at 7 p.m. on Friday and continue through 12 p.m. on Sunday. Services can be provided in both a group and individual setting with mutually agreed upon locations, dates, and time for ART, anger replacement therapy instruction for a minimum of 4 youth and a maximum of 12 youth.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval of a fiscal year 2025 through 2026 purchase of service agreement between the County of Fayette through Fayette County Children and Youth Services and Travis Roads, 92 East Main Street, Lower Level 1, Uniontown, PA 15401. Attorney Rhodes was court appointed to represent children in dependency proceedings. The rate for his services is $75 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval of a fiscal year 2025 to 2026 purchase of service agreement between the County of Fayette through Fayette County Children and Youth Services and Fayette County Juvenile Probation in Auberly, 1101 Hartman Street, McKeesport, PA 15132, for residential providers, including group home settings on an as-needed basis. The rate are as follows.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval, the acceptance of the reappointment of Rochelle Fakine to a 3-year term on the Fayette County Children and Youth Services Advisory Committee. The new term will expire on March 31st, 2029. The advisory committee voted unanimously to recommend her reappointment to the commissioners at the April 2024 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval to purchase 43 Microsoft Surface laptops, Copilot plus PC, at a cost of $1,663.78 each. 43 Microsoft Complete for Business 4-year extended service agreements at a cost of $303.03 each. 43 Microsoft Surface Dock 2 docking station Service Connect 2 USB-C at a cost of $220.92 each. 6 Brother ADS 4300N document scanner desktops at a cost of $391.99 each, for a total cost of $96,424.33. This purchase is through CoStar CDW.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Number 12, Emergency Management Agency, 911.
Consider the approval of a change order in reference to our ICORRS master site agreement with Motorola for a price reduction of $256,475.55 over the life of the contract.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval of a change order with Motorola in reference to our maintenance and SUAII agreement. Motorola Solutions Incorporated hereby waives its right to seek reimbursement for any multi-year discount realized by the customer in the event of early termination.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Number 13, Human Resources.
Under Buildings and Grounds, consider the ratification of the hiring of Annette Gablett, Custodial Worker 1, SEIU, Pay Grade 3, SR, $12.95 an hour, $25,252.50 annually, effective March 23rd, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Under Commissioners, consider the ratification of the hiring of Chad England, Grant Tax UPI Clerk, SEIU, pay grade 16, step SR, $19.97 an hour, $38,941.50 annually, effective March 25th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Just want to mention that this is a combination of two positions that we put together. So there was a significant savings for the commissioners and for the Fayette County. Mr. England will be doing both jobs, and at this point, he's been working on it for a couple of weeks and working out very well. So just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, it was part of that downsizing we did where we had vacant positions, and this one we combined, eliminating one of those when we were doing our last year's budget.
Hearing no further discussion, call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Under CYS, consider the transfer of Alexandria Kopp to caseworker 2, SEIU CYS, $24.52 an hour, $47,814 annually, effective April 13th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Under EMA, consider the ratification of the promotion of Cameron Solopek to dispatcher 2, SEIU, pay grade 12, step SR, $22.49 an hour, $46,779.20 annually, effective April 5th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval of the resignation of Jacob Bush, dispatcher 2, effective March 23rd, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Under fact, consider the ratification of the transfer of Bruce Klink to full-time bus driver, non-CDL, SEIU, pay grade 12, step C, $20.43 an hour, $39,838.50 annually, effective February 9th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Consider
Consider the ratification of the hiring of Ford Johnson, full-time bus driver, non-CDL, SEIU, pay grade 12, $17.45 an hour, $34,027.50 annually, effective March 30th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the ratification of the hiring of John Jarzinka, part-time bus driver, CDL, SEIU, pay grade 14, $18.70 an hour, effective April 6, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval of the resignation of Wanda Patterson, full-time bus driver, effective March 21st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval of the resignation of Dwayne McShane, full-time bus driver, effective April 17th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Under tax assessment, consider the approval of the separation of Alyssa Dennis, Assessor 2, effective March 24th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Number 14, Office of Human and Community Services, FACT.
Consider the approval to authorize the executive and assistant directors of FACT to attend TRAMS training on May 7th, 2026 in New York City, sponsored by TRAMS Camp and Consulting. Tuition for the course is $525 a participant, plus the cost of lodging and travel for Wednesday, May 6th, 2026 through May 8th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider to approve FACT's safety plan retroactively to March 24th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Consider to approve the Office of Human and Community Services Assurance of Compliance for our 2026 to 2027 HAP and HSDF contracts.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval to authorize FACT to solicit hourly price quotes for the services of an engineer, example civil, construction, and/or structural, to be used on an as-needed basis.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
While we're here, Rudy, could you please,
We'll do that again.
you want to do that
Yeah,
again?
do it.
Okay, okay, very good.
Number 15, Planning, Zoning, and Community Development.
Consider the approval for a supplemental allocation grant for the Indigent Defense Grant Program at the Public Defender's Office for the fiscal year 2025 to 2026. There is no match requirement. The state agency responsible for this opportunity is the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, PCCD. The maximum supplemental allocation of funds, $100,423.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
That is really helping us supplement the efforts of the Public Defender's Office. It's a no-match grant, $100,000 that it's used to more effectively carry out the duties of that office. So we like those kind of,
A lot of training they use
Yeah.
it for, that they necessarily have to have in order to stay qualified to do death penalty cases and also up to date to effectively represent the criminal defendants. Because if they don't, it creates all kind of problems in the system. Not only is it required constitutionally that everyone's entitled to a effective defense, but it also causes problems with the system if they're not able to effectively represent. But we have a good functioning public defender's office now.
and we keep our figures as far as who can be represented as up to date as possible to represent as many people as possible. And, this grant is an example. Usually we get these unfunded mandates from the state government that we have to pay the difference. But in this case, they're actually helping us supplement the efforts of that department.
I'll just acknowledge, this started under Sue Harper, our former public defender, and unfortunately she passed away this morning. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, thank you to Sue for her many years of service to Fayette County and the Public Defender's Office, and may she rest in peace.
She did a fine job
Yes.
in getting that office back on track when they were suffering
Yeah.
from some issues. And I think Nick Clark, who's now is following in her footsteps.
Yeah.
And there's dedicated people in that office. Those lawyers, they work hard. It's not always the type of work that you feel you're being appreciated for, but it is necessary, and they're to be commended. Sorry to hear from passing.
Yes.
Sorry to break it to you
Sue,
in the meeting.
Sue is a long time, 30-plus year dedicated employee of the county.
We voted on that, right?
I don't think so.
No. All right, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the approval for a grant application to the Department of Community and Economic Development Greenways, Trails, and Recreation Program, GTRP, to design the Sheepskin Trail from South Union Township to Fairchance Borough. Cost estimate for this section of trail design is $216,490. In this state program, there is a requirement of 15% local match, which in this case is $32,473.50, and so the county's grant request is $184,016.50.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
This is a key grant to our efforts to continue to build the Sheepskin Trail. Right now, you got a lot of ridership in South Union section. Hopefully, the Uniontown section will be completed in the near future through Uniontown City. And if we could go the other direction, obviously, we want to continue to go north. That'll connect us up to the Yawk River Trail. That's a priority. But if we can just get it extended out to near Fairchance Line, that would give us an extra 2.3 miles of trail, which would help stretch out that section in the middle there that we're using currently. That a lot of people, the ridership's very heavy, and that'll give them some more exercise down to the south.
Okay. Any further comment? Should we vote?
No.
Call for a vote on, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Number 16, Commissioners.
Consider approval of the March 19th, 2026 Commissioners' Special Meeting Minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider approval of the March 19th, 2026 Commissioners' Meeting Minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the ratification of Amendment Number 8 to the vending agreement between DSI ITI Incorporated, doing business as Via Path Technologies, with an address of 3120 Fairview Park Drive, Suite 300, Falls Church, Virginia, 22042, and Fayette County Jail as attached.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Consider the ratification of the following transfers that occurred in the 2026 budget as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is promptly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Number 17, any public announcements?
You want to have Rudy say
Yeah,
something?
Rudy, are you available to talk about fact in the draft?
Okay, you're
Come
on.
on.
No.
See what happens when you come to the meeting?
For those of you who don't know, the NFL draft is in Pittsburgh next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We have been working with the NFL to provide some services with regard to that, and Rudy's going to talk about that.
Thank you,
Rudy's
sir.
our Fact Transportation Executive Director.
I apologize for my dress. I wasn't expecting to speak this morning, but we are making coordinated efforts to transport Fayette County residents who are interested in attending the NFL draft next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. We will have multiple buses going down multiple times during the day. We will be transporting our passengers to a park and ride location near the Century 3 Mall area. It's actually in Jefferson Hills. We have coordinated efforts with the Pittsburgh Regional Transit Authority. They will then in turn take our passengers into Pittsburgh. The cost for a round trip service each day is $10. PRT will honor the cost that those individual riders pay to FACT, and there is no additional cost to take a PRT bus into Pittsburgh for the draft services. Just so that you're aware, if you are planning on going to Pittsburgh on your own next week, they are going to be shutting down a lot of roadways, and a lot of the areas in that area will be in a lockdown mode, so you will not have access. If you are planning to go down for the festivities, I would suggest utilizing the fax services that we are providing, and or if you're going to go down yourself, you can drive yourself down to the park and ride location at Jefferson Hills and catch a PRT bus, which is still a free service to you, and they will again transport you into downtown Pittsburgh for draft festivities. There are many activities going on. I do not have the full list. There will be activities at the point in addition to around the stadium. So it's not just draft related activities. There are many other functions that they have going on for the community to enjoy this. They are anticipating this being the largest event in Pennsylvania history. They are anticipating approximately 700,000 additional people in downtown Pittsburgh during these 3 days. So it is a huge event. It is a good marketing event for the city of Pittsburgh and our region. We have hopped on board with them, and we're doing everything that we can to help make that event a success.
How does somebody contact FACT to get more information?
So our telephone number is 724-628-7433. Essentially, if you're looking at a fixed route schedule for FACT, it is the Pittsburgh route that you are looking at. We will still make all of our stops on that Pittsburgh route, in our area, and then go from there into Pittsburgh. We have 3 trips going down into the area in the morning, about 3 in the afternoon, and 2 in the evening. The last trip in the evening that we are going down will be at 10 o'clock, but that's more of going down to pick up our people there to bring them back into town. If you are interested, it is not purchasing tickets in advance. We are not permitted to do that. So it is a first come, first served basis on our route. It is a $10 cash payment in exact change. So if you are going to do this, come early, try to get on the earliest route possible, because again, I cannot guarantee, we have no idea how many people are going to plan on riding with us. This is something different for our entire region, so not one of southwestern Pennsylvania's transit authorities have ever dealt with this. So we're trying to dot the I's, cross the T's, and make every detail possible to try to anticipate issues. And again, if you're going to do it, I would suggest earlier rather than later to help ensure your seat.
Very good, Rudy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your efforts and your team. That was a big undertaking.
Absolutely.
But all the transit authorities from each county focused on helping the PRT in Pittsburgh to give the best transportation system they could in the region to get the people to the event.
But just as a word of warning, so to catch the bus back to Fayette County from the park and ride back to Fayette County, you need to be at the park and ride by 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock p.m. will be our
Final trip back. Okay.
We don't want to leave you down there.
But we will.
Make sure you wear comfortable shoes and stay hydrated. There's a lot of walking involved, but it's going to be a great event. It's great for our area and for Pittsburgh in particular.
Go Steelers.
And there's a Penguins playoff game in the midst.
I'm sure there is.
And how about those Pirates, too?
Are they on home?
They're home this weekend. I think they're away next weekend. But it's going to be very tough to get in and out even right now.
Yeah, right. All right.
Till Monday. Yeah, they're good till Monday.
At this point, we will open up the floor to public comment. As a reminder, this is a chance for you to make comment, not necessarily a Q&A session. If we know the answer, we can try to chime in and help you with an answer. You get 3 minutes. You may not delegate your time to anybody else. And at this point, we'll open the floor to public comment.
Good morning, Commissioners Kaufman, Dunn, and Vasides. My name is Dr. Joe Jankowski. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today to support our children, county, and youth workers and their request to a fair and equitable contract. Every day, these professionals carry the weight of our county's most vulnerable children and families. They step into homes in crisis. They make impossible decisions with limited resources. They work long hours navigating a complex system to ensure our children's safety, our families are supported, and our county fulfills both its legal and its moral responsibilities. Our caseworkers are not asking for praise, they're asking for fairness. The demands placed upon them have seen growing higher caseloads, increased documentation requirements, an emotional toll, witnessing abuse, neglect, addiction, poverty, and yes, even death. And yet, they continue to show up. They show up every day in our courtrooms, our hospitals, our schools, in the kitchen tables where the families are at the breaking points. When we fail to provide equitable compensation and reasonable working conditions, we don't just risk burnout, we risk high turnover. And turnover in child welfare is costly. Financially, it is between $50,000 and $60,000 to train a new caseworker. If we lose our seasoned professionals, it will disrupt services, delay permanency for children, while increasing long-term costs for the county in recruiting, training, and potential liability. I strongly urge you to provide and prioritize retaining these seasoned professionals. A fair contract is not simply a budget line, it's truly an investment in retention of an experienced staff and its stability, safety, and accountability for our system. It's a statement that we value these professionals who safeguard our children and our families. In closing, these professionals in child welfare carry responsibility that extend beyond policy, procedure, and profession. It's a commitment that they take to stand in the gap for children and families when the world has failed them. In moments marked by trauma, uncertainty, and vulnerability, they become the steady presence, the advocate, and often the voice that ensures that a child is seen, heard, and protected. Their work demands courage, resiliency, and unwavering belief in the dignity and the potential of every human life. Even when progress is slow and outcome is uncertain, they persist because they understand showing up again and again, day after day, will change a child and a family's life. This is not simply a career. This is a calling for justice, compassion, hope, and relentless pursuit of healing for every child and every family, and a future still waiting to be rewritten. These professionals are a vital force in strengthening Fayette County, helping to build a community that is safer, more compassionate, resilient, and committed to the well-being of our future, which is our children. I urge you to stand with these dedicated public servants, support a contract that reflects the complexity, the responsibility, and the humanity of their work. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jacqueline Blackson. I'm a mom, a Sunday school teacher, a public school employee, and recently, due to some new members of our family, I am an auntie to some foster children, and I joined the Fayette County CYS Advisory Board because I want to be a voice for the children, and that is my whole life, kids. So I'm here today deeply concerned about this community, especially about the children who rely on it to be safe, stable, and protected. I'm here because I'm concerned about the ongoing contract negotiations with Fayette County children and youth and the very real possibility of a strike. If this happens, this department will go from 70 employees to that of 17. This is 17 people to protect vulnerable children for your entire county. This is not a staffing issue. This is a serious risk. CYS is not just another department, they're a lifeline. The workers respond to reports, check on children's safety, and step into situations where most of us could not imagine, while others call it a lifestyle choice. They do this work every day, quietly, and often without recognition. They're also in my schools.
They're working with the students and families. They're addressing truancy. They're keeping these kids off the streets and in school, getting their education where they belong. They're identifying signs of abuse and neglect and helping to prevent situations from escalating. This presence builds trust and creates stability for kids who need it most. This is an incredibly difficult job, and these workers carry the weight of what they see every day. They are not in it for the income. They are in it because they also believe in protecting children. Belief is not enough to sustain a workforce. A strike would not just disrupt services, it would send a message. And that message should not be that we have failed to support the very people responsible for protecting the most vulnerable. Commissioners, you have the ability to prevent this. You have the opportunity to show Fayette County values their children, not just in words, but in action in valuing the people who protect them. This is about safety. This is about stability. This is about making sure that when a child needs help, someone is there, someone who is trained and supported and able to do the job. I urge you to reach a resolution that reflects the importance of their work, one that prevents a strike and keeps these workers where they belong, serving the children and the families of Fayette County. Because the cost of inaction will not be measured in dollars, it will be measured in well-being and potentially lives of children. That is a cost that no one in this room should be willing to accept. Because when a child is hurt, you're not going to ask what it costs to fix this. You're going to ask why we didn't. Thank you.
Anybody else for public comment? Is there anything online? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Real quickly, I'm Laura Boysick, and I'm the worker from CYS. I want to thank everyone for coming down and speaking for us. I've been with the agency for 14 years, and it's not an easy job, and it's not a job you're in for recognition or anything. It's like a calling. You want to help children. And at the same time, I want to be able to do things for my own child. I took this afternoon off because I have to go take out a personal loan because life is getting expensive. We've maxed out our credit cards trying to meet electric, water, groceries, gas. Like, life's expensive, and right now my paycheck's not cutting it. And I'd just really like for you to reconsider what we're asking. 2% isn't going to make much of a difference, but if you could take another look and get back to the table and negotiate something that would work for us and our families, it would be appreciated.
Anybody else for public comment?
Hi, my name's Dawn Strauters, and I work at a methadone clinic in Lemont Furnace. I'm also going to add that as the children are suffering, parents are as well. We have a lot of people who are addicted to drugs, that things are not being addressed. I think that we need another recovery transportation. I work there. I understand FACT does bring patients to our facility. They are on a time limit on a daily basis. If you do not call by 2 o'clock the day before, you do not get brought to the clinic. Some patients are being left. Some patients are missing dosing. Some patients are relapsing. That too will trickle down into the family. The patients have been left for 2-3 hours a day. I'm just asking that I know that Fayette County received epidemic money for the opiate issue. I'm just asking that some of that money be put towards the addicts. In Connellsville, where I reside, there is no homeless shelter, there is no sober living, and there is no kitchen for anyone to eat. I see this daily. I have patients come in my office daily asking me for food, if I have food. I too am not making a lot of money, and I do it because I care. I've lost my sister. We have lost generations in this county. Generations. And we're going to continue. As we find out, I have patients that are taking xylazine. That's an alligator tranquilizer. There's rhino tranquilizer out. And now there's a pure synthetic drug that if anybody touches, you will be dead. We have to wear special gloves We need to do something. And the addicts do want to get back in society. And it's hard when you can't pay your fines, when you don't have a driver's license, when you feel your dignity is gone. You can't get a job if you can't drive there. So maybe if we could offer a little bit of assistance with the fines, I just know that we did get the money. Let's try to help the patients with it.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Can I ask, who do you work for?
I work for MedMark Treatment Center in Lemont Furnace. It's a methadone clinic.
Okay. And I do know that there is that one of the things that is permitted use under our opioid settlement money is transportation. So I don't know what that looks like.
Well, that's what I'm trying to develop is a Fayette recovery transportation. I want to work alongside FACT. I understand that FACT does the whole community. But recovery needs its own transportation. I've seen patients left that has to be at CYS court at 9 o'clock. FACT can't make it back for 3 hours. I understand that it's a county thing, but these patients need to get to where they need to be. Adult probation, their mental health counseling. They're not allowed to get dropped off at adult probation, so they're lying about where they need to be. And their dignity, it doesn't need to go that way.
So get with Mary on the way out and get her your contact information.
Thank you very much.
All right. Anybody else for public comment? Okay, hearing none, we do have public comment online. It is from Eric Snyder, and I'll read it into the record. The Fayette County Trails Coalition thanks the Fayette County Commissioners for their support for voting to advance this DCED GTRP grant application today. This is an important step toward expanding the Sheepskin Trail, improving connectivity, supporting alternative transportation, and creating more opportunities for recreation and local economic growth. We also appreciate Art's work on the grant and Joe for the County Parks and Recreation team for their continued efforts. This trail belongs to all of us, a shared path that connects our communities, our stories, and the places we call home here in Fayette County. So I'll make sure you have a copy of that. Okay? Yep. All right. Hearing no further public comment, we will go to item number 19. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. We are adjourned. Thank you.